And today we are talking about inequality right here on the 1873 TV network. I do not come alone though. We do have a panel to discuss these burning topics. And today's subject, Ribuaka inequality, is it something that is beneficial? Do you see it as a curse, or is it something that you desire? So we're going to touch on these subjects, and if you guys would like to be a part of the show, drop your comments because this is live. Let me just welcome everybody. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
I just have this burning topic on my chest, and it's inequality. Mm-hmm. What is your understanding of inequality?
My understanding of inequality is that people not being on the same level as to the society would have it. And, we grew up thinking that if you're black and somebody's white, you guys are not in the same position, like the other one is superior. And for me, I would think that it's something that people would envy. And for some people, it would be beneficial for inequality. Yeah. As you're saying, who do you think would benefit more from inequality? Can I pass the subject on to you?
Yeah, I think maybe we can start from just the idea of inequality and the kind of Africa that we want to be part of. Is it in Africa that is equal? Would it be desirable to be equal? Could it be a mischief of men that creates inequality? How do the rich become rich? Maybe the other question we can raise, not so much the inequality, because inequality already represents a negative from the desirable. So if equality is the desirable part, can we say equality is part of the design of life? And inequality is a negation of the principle of life. Does life promise us equality in the operation of life, in the living of life? Or inequality is a natural consequence of each one of us living their lives?
So who would you say benefits more from either being equal or being not equivalent, not equal to the next person? Do you think you can answer that for us? Who benefits more?
Well, who benefits more is obviously the one who is ahead, because we also need to view inequality as being a state of mind. And the one who is ahead as far as their mind is concerned would benefit more in how inequality is structured. So that is basically the best answer I can give to it.
But maybe for you to be ahead of others, is it a benefit?
Yeah, it is. To my.
How does it become a benefit? Because it would be free if it was a race to get to the finish line, and the finish line is to be wealthy. How long will be the queue?
It would be very, very
the longest queue ever.
So how come we don't see this queue in operation? How long will be the queue?
I believe this is not a visible kind of.
Can you just arrive at a prosperous position, just to dream at night? The next morning you are there.
No,
impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
So if being unequal is a result of unequal work, should we condemn inequality?
Well, with that question brought up, we wouldn't really condemn inequality.
But what?
because I mean, we're talking the effort we put in to our work.
Yeah.
And the results, therefore, being inequality. Then we cannot condemn inequality.
So we can't have a view, because while I'm sleeping and you are working on your dash, and you arrive with gold-plated cars, whatever. That's you. Because I'm not there. I have no experience of it. So how would something that I don't know, like if someone says it's raining in Gambia, how would I know? Would it affect me? But if it was raining here, I take an umbrella.
So what I think I'm getting from this is that you get what you give.
That life is designed
Like that.
like that each one of us is measured by what they decide to do, they choose to do. But the right to choose, it's given equally. The relationship with time is the same. I don't have rich hour, poor hour.
Just to add on to what you're saying, I feel like the reason why people feel like they unequal to the next person is because as humans, we oftentimes want to be led. You know, we seek a leader, we seek a role model, and that's how people box themselves in that box of being unequal or not being on that platform where they can.
No, but people you normally look at the neighbor and say, I want to be like the neighbor. They look at the next car and say, I want to be, which is good inspiration. I want to be a doctor. I want to be, because I've seen one. So it's good to inspire others. But the difficulty is that what you see in the neighbor may be a lot of scars, a lot of pain to be what he is. And you think
it's easy.
It's so easy. Wait until you go to law school and you graduate. Then after that, you have to look for clients, and you can't find them.
But then, Mr. Mawere, coming back to what you just said, I'm more keen now to have an understanding of how do we break
then after that, you have to look for clients, and you can't find them.
Norm of inequality. Because remember now, the truth is, as much as a lie could be a lie, if it is repeated to one constantly, it tends to become truth to that person. So as much as it may not be truth, but because it has been repeated constantly, I believe that is how the mind is structured, that what is repeated to the mind, it grasps and it gets to a point whereby it believes in it. And agreeing that inequality is a state of mind, it comes down to the efforts we put into our work as to what we get out of it, or where we are positioned, what we are positioned. I have this thing of how then do we change or do we change the mindset? Yeah, how do we shift the mindset to say, this is what you've been told all along, like what we heard earlier on.
So just say, come to my show tomorrow. I thought your show is shifting. Shifting the path.
No, so this is what you get more of. This is what people have been told. This is what they've been told.
No, even to think, even not been told, that you just see people who are rich as filthy, as a mischievous person.
No, because this is my challenge, sir. This is the challenge that I have when it comes to inequality. As far as our view is concerned right now, is the fact that you have this lies. It's just like the class system. The class system is a system which was structured. And people got to believe in the class system. To say, this one is greater than me. I deserve to do petty jobs, and this one deserves to be the boss. So how do we go about turning one's mind to saying that, no, inequality is basically what you are saying, not what is reality?
In fact, we then begin to have a show, which is the relationship between man and wealth. What is it? What is wealth in the affairs of man? For us, before we get to inequality, what is wealth? Once we get the definition, then we move forward. But if we don't know wealth, how can we condemn its absence? So we are looking for absence. But imagine I go to a 5-star hotel and I have nothing in my pocket.
Yet you want to experience.
How do I relate to that? Do I even need to be there?
No.
And I go to the stadium and imagine the tickets were allocated administratively. How long will it take to fill a stadium?
Forever.
It will be forever. But because money can ration, those who don't have it, they know where to sit. Even if the sun is facing you, it's fine. Because you don't have the money to avoid the sun. So that's how the society is structured. That other people who get the rough side of the mountain, others will be on the smooth side of the mountain. But there's no elevator upwards. Even the people you think they are doing well, you may find that headaches. If I'm a billionaire, I could have a billion headaches.
Yeah.
Just to preserve the billion, I can't sleep. And you, because you have nothing to think about, you can sleep long.
True.
You don't
have
have
nothing to
nightmares,
stress
you don't
about,
have people who dislike you. There are people who may dislike you without you knowing. And they're just angry with you and you don't know why. But they just believe that you're evil. Just because. If you have
The
nothing,
mentality of thinking that
they don't
because
want to
you're
talk to
rich-
you still.
Yeah.
But they want to be like you, but they want to condemn you.
Yeah.
So what kind of society do we want? So this show is about discovering this society. Do we want it to be equal? If so, how do we secure it? If not, how do we best celebrate our differences? So that we, if you are rich, I say, good luck. If you have a billion, I say, I pray for you. So that you can live longer with your billion. And you can find ways to cheat death or to cheat.
That's possible.
But it doesn't affect me. It shouldn't affect me whether you are rich or poor. You're just my neighbor. I didn't choose you. So let me focus on my yard. It's big enough.
For some reason, I'm thinking inequality could be a blessing in disguise, you know? I mean, if we were to be on the same level, I mean, there wouldn't be much more...
Would you aspire?
Yeah.
Huh? Imagine there was no Beyonce, there was no this, there was no...
There wouldn't be anything pushing you.
Yeah. There wouldn't be any competition.
Yeah.
No, why would you aspire to struggle, to go up? When you get up, you're still the same as you were.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's
Huh?
nothing. It feels the same.
So somebody
Up
said
and
it
down.
in a better way. He says, if the rich behave as if they are poor, what do the poor do? They will not be
They
hope.
can't behave like they're rich. And they can't behave like they're rich because...
No, you
they
want to
don't
be
have
rich
anything.
one day. But if the people you look up to, there's nothing to look
They
up
don't
to.
inspire them.
Yeah.
Yeah? They live like you. They behave like you. They are your neighbor. Why would you want to be?
Why would you want to be like
What
that?
would you be like? So the question comes in, do you think that inequality and equality is a matter of different thinking? Is it a state of mind? Do you think...
Does it exist?
does it exist?
The problem is that the inequality comes. Imagine I go to cash and carry. What is the name? Cash?
And carry.
Yeah.
And you don't have cash?
Cannot carry.
You cannot carry. it's like pick and pay. If you don't have anything to buy, you can't pick.
You can't pay.
You can't pay.
You can't
Yeah.
pay.
Yeah.
So if that is the, and if you shop right and you shop wrong, that's your problem.
Yeah.
You see? So if the contract is you pick and you pay, and if you don't pick, you don't pay.
Yeah.
So there's no loss. But don't pick and don't pay. I mean, if you pick, you must pay. That's a contract, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to a parking lot, you take a ticket, you must pay to get out. It's a contract.
Yeah, it is.
But,
So-
but with that being said, it also raises a question in my head of, on the case of inequality, how do the rich respond to it? In a sense, perhaps maybe I could put it
You
in...
don't even have a barometer of richness because as you are picking and paying, I'm getting wealth by you coming. If you stop coming to pick, how do I become wealth?
You can't.
If you don't have cash and you don't carry, what happens to the tomatoes?
They
rot.
spoil.
And who bears the loss?
You do.
I do. So there is no compulsion. There's nobody who picks up the phone in the morning, say, come and pick.
Yeah.
Come and carry.
You just decide.
You decide because you have something of value to give. If you have nothing to give, you can carry. And cash is value. Goods are value. So you're just exchanging value for value. So inequality is a consequence of exchange of value between voluntary parties.
Makes sense.
I can't get $1 billion by forcing you. I can't be a rich pastor by forcing you to come to church. Imagine I drive you to the church every day. I find transport for you. But you come with your money to surrender to the church. Yeah. Because you believe. Faith is the biggest business in the world. There are no invoices in faith.
True, very, very true.
There's no VAT.
I have this saying that I heard this weekend is that I can't hate the poor because I come from there. I can't hate the rich because I'm going there. So that just flattens out the line between equality and equality. It's just the state of mind. You know, if you wake up thinking that, oh my gosh, I've got so many hardships, I'm taking a taxi to school, I don't have school shoes, then you are automatically putting yourself on that line of being at the bottom. But if you wake up every day and you're like, you know what, although I don't have a lunchbox that's filled with lunch, you can already put yourself on a platform where you equal with your peers, because you're not thinking about your circumstances, you're not thinking about your hardships, so that makes your spirit equal. You know, so I feel like that's something we should live by. That what will make me equal is where I want to go, not where I come from.
But you don't live to be equal to anybody, because you're not equal anyway.
Yeah, true.
You're just you. So you can't be somebody. You can't be a fraction of somebody. It's not like you putting water into a glass and say it's full or empty. No. You are complete as you are.
As you are.
So you don't need anyone to compare with, because there is no one like you. If there was, then they will go to that address where you say, okay, this one, but you are the same. But you are you. So if you are you, just get over it and just get on with it. And just start living your life as if there is nobody who is interested in you. Because there's no one who has an obligation to know how difficult life is to you. But also don't go to the rich and intimidate them as if they were not once poor. They will also tell you their sad stories. That there was a time when I had nothing to eat and nobody was there for me. And they have their own stories. So we need to capture those stories. And some of them are painful stories of rejection, people telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that. And still, after all those negatives, they come out of this shell. And then you think they're pop stars. They are not pop stars. You think, oh, I've seen you on stage. And you think they are not practicing. You see a lot. What you see, Madonna or Messi or Ronaldo, these are people who are not just gifted, but they work on their gift. It's not automatic. Because there are many gifted people in the world who want to wear that jersey. And if you wear it, then you must salute that person. And say, if it was easy, all of us would be number 9. There will be chaos.
So what I'm getting is, what we see is the final product. It takes processes to actually get to that final product. So we gotta work hard.
Every single day you work on yourself, you work on your dreams, you just work on your vision board that you have set out for yourself. Or you know what, at the end of this year I'm gonna achieve this. And I feel like if you work towards yourself and not towards anybody else, if you wake up and tell yourself, I'm gonna build my empire instead of being hired by somebody to help build their empire, then that's the only way you can feel empowered, I feel.
No, you don't even. Work is work. Whether you are a shareholder, you are not. There is nobody who is here on earth to do something for somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, you can't work for yourself. It will not make sense. Imagine I invoice myself.
Oh, yeah.
I still need cash after the invoice.
Yeah.
Where am I going to get it?
Pay yourself.
How does it? There is a customer there
Yeah.
who has no obligation to know me. All they come is to pick up the goods. They're not
That
even
they
interested
need.
who owns the shop.
Yeah.
Imagine it will be a sad day if I go to a bank and say, who owns the bank? My friend, that's not the question. I want my balances. I want to withdraw money.
Yeah.
I want to deposit money. That's enough. Then I go home. The moment I want to know who is the owner of the bank,
Yeah.
you must examine me.
Definitely wrong.
Definitely wrong.
And you go to an ATM and say, who owns the ATM machine?
No, with that being said, Mr. Mawere, I'm taking back to what you said earlier on, that why want to be equal?
Yeah.
I think it is also very key for us to actually tackle inequality or the idea of inequality
Yeah.
from top bottom rather than just tackling it from bottom top.
Is it an
But-
idea
but
that we should spend time talking?
I believe it is. I
No,
believe
but
it
if
is.
it doesn't, if it doesn't exist, we should rather talk about wealth. How do we create wealth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you are going to be the presenter, be the best presenter. The rest will follow.
Yeah.
And don't spend your time talking about inequality because we'll never be the same.
Yeah.
It's not desirable for us to be the same. It's not desirable for us to be equal. Because if we are equal, I don't have hope. Just leave me poor as I am. Just live my life. Say one day I'll be like you. You may be.
So if I'm getting you clearly, Mr. Mawere, are we therefore saying that if you get pricked by a thorn because you don't have a shoe, do we start by removing the thorn or do we give you a shoe?
No, we have no obligation to give you a shoe. Get the thorn out and keep going.
Sort yourself out.
Because I don't feel the thorn.
Yeah.
So don't press the obligation of your pain to me. Because I don't deserve it.
Yeah.
I was not also born to listen, to stop and see what is the dog saying. If it's barking, let it bark. But keep going.
Yeah, because this is the concern. Bringing this up, this is the concern. The fact that I think what causes one other thing that causes the debate of inequality to be an ongoing debate is also what is happening at the top. Having people who have acquired wealth using their wealth to oppress those who do not have wealth.
How do you oppress somebody? Imagine, just describe the process. I wake up in the morning,
Yes.
and what do I do? Because while I'm oppressing you, am I still human?
No.
Because I must give up something for me to do that. So how would I oppress you?
I guess you'd have to lose a bit of your humanity.
Yeah, imagine you're oppressing your wife. It means you can't leave home.
Oppressing means you're taking away time from yourself.
Yourself to be with that person so that that person cannot escape.
Yeah.
Huh? Even to imprison somebody, it's a cost. Real cost. You have to feed me. Otherwise I die the same day.
Then how do we explain? We have someone now who is watching us live now.
Yeah.
And they want to get somewhere in life.
Yeah.
They understand that what we're talking about is a state of mind. Inequality is a state of mind. They're willing to shake that off. And they know that in order for them to get to where they want to get, they need to make contacts with people. They need to, because you don't go to a hole and just dig up money. You have to have the right contacts. You have to have the right material to sell as well.
You can only remove something that exists. If inequality is a natural phenomena in the affairs of men, in the living of life, some will do well, will get number 1 in the exam. Some will get number 50. Some will get a distinction, some will no distinction. That's life. It doesn't mean the one with no distinction would be condemned. No. In fact, those who don't go ahead with the school dropouts may surprise you. And they have surprised many people. That while you're in school, they are not sleeping.
Yeah.
They're implementing that which you are planning to think about. And by the time you finish school, they've already implemented. And they got traction. So the question is, if the moment you think about the negative, you are condemned to be negative. Because you spend your time chasing the shadow of inequality, but you don't understand how it's every day things are going. You see, somebody is now a star, and somebody has been elected president. He's not elected president so that he can lift you out of poverty. No. He's lifting himself out of poverty. Once he says, thank you very much, congratulations, he says goodbye.
Thank you.
I'm on my own. Then now they start developing a different language. They start developing new friends. Then you say, but hang on, I thought we were together. Says my friend. That was yesterday. The ladder is gone. They remove it. Find your own.
Oh, wow. So that's what actually creates the gap, inevitably.
So, it doesn't create a gap. You can't create a gap. That is not. You are still living. I don't take. After you vote, what happens? You go home.
Go home.
And the person who gets the most votes becomes somebody. You remain where you are.
You just remain with your black dot.
And if you have nothing to eat at home after voting, you still go.
Have nothing.
You still have nothing.
You have nowhere to sleep. As long as you have an ID document, you can vote. After voting, the life goes on.
Meaning that inevitably your vote is fickle when it comes.
No, it's not fickle because it's your power.
Yeah.
If you don't put the vote, there may be different consequences. If you put the vote, so be active, be knowledgeable, and they show about expanding the frontiers, not of wealth, but of the real wealth, which is the soft wealth, knowledge. Knowledge is more powerful than any hard wealth you may get.
Sure.
So this knowledge, that to know that, my friend, I don't have to be equal to anybody. If I'm poor, I don't deprive you of your richness. The only thing is that if I want to strengthen the weak by weakening the strong, then I got a problem. Because I'm making you less rich to make someone less poor. And even if I don't want to be less poor, I'm happy in my poverty, but somebody there is looking for my vote. He says, no, when I get elected, I'll lift you and place you where you shouldn't be. Then I just stay there in an apartment called government, but there's no electricity, there's no food, and I got a fridge, and it's empty. And then this government is housing. I don't. If I'm in a shack, I got different requirements. I don't even have the need for electricity. So there are people who are living. Some even you can call they're living in an animalistic, like living standard. But don't go there and pick them by helicopter and parachute them into another civilization. It just doesn't work. Imagine I take somebody and put him in a 5-star hotel. I don't fit there. The way I'm dressed, the way I look, the way I think, I come out, I'm surrounded by people I don't know. And you say, what is the toilet? I say, I'm looking for flush. Because I've never had to flush in my life. So I don't need things that I don't need. But when I need them, I know what I have to do. As long as you tell me that this is the way things are, so let's celebrate those success stories. Because they tell us of failure, of triumph, of failure followed by triumph. And what I see is triumph, but I don't know the previous failures. But once I know, then I know you're just human. And that failure is not a bad thing.
It's not.
It's a positive thing. Then we celebrate failure.
I also heard that premature success is a curse. So you're cursing yourself. If you're sitting there and you're thinking, I don't really have to work hard. Somebody's going to come here, pick me up, and just put me there, and I'm going to be successful. There will come things that will put you down so fast because you didn't go through the
But
challenges
you won't even
of
feel comfortable.
building yourself.
You don't have a story to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine somebody says, "Who are you?" and there's nothing.
No record of you.
No record
Nothing.
of you
Nothing.
doing anything, and you just arrived. I was not born. I'm just 30 years old.
How do you know how to walk? How do you know how to talk? Yeah.
But imagine all these old people were once young. So I can't say the youth hold the promise. Because who is the youth? A human mind is not youthful. It's just a mind.
Yeah.
So I can't take it away and say you are less. But how many people think our young people don't talk? But the people who have changed the world, most of countries, not just one country, are young people. Because they're the ones who are challenging. They have the energy. They have this protection that I know it doesn't work. It doesn't this.
Yeah, the youth questions everything. Everything is a question to
It
them.
doesn't make sense.
Every
Question that.
experience is questionable to the youth.
Yeah.
What I find right now with people that are even younger than me, not that I'm that old, guys,
Yeah.
but what I find is that with the youth and with the younger generation is that they're so fearless. They would do everything with 110%, you know, even if it's just a day of going out, you know, they don't think about the risks involved or that something bad might happen, but they do everything with 110%. So I feel like that's where the youth is right now. They're so fearless in terms of their creativity, in terms of their abilities as well.
Sometimes I feel like stupidity can really blind you to a point where you feel like you need to fight, even though you see that there is no fight to fight here, but you still fight. For what reason? And then we're going to stand here and say they're fighters. Sometimes it's just stupidity.
It is.
Not trying to understand how did we get to that point. We just want to rush into saying, no, this is wrong. We are the youth and we say this is wrong. We're not trying to understand every single process that went through to that final product. So I just think sometimes as a youth, we tend to overanalyze things and think that, nah, I'm young, I'm smart, I can handle this, and I can
Are you
do
saying
this.
the youth exists as a category of humanity?
Yeah, I think.
Where is the address where these minds reside? And they think as one.
No, I do. I
Do
still
you think all
I
the
still
youth think as one?
No.
Nope.
Not at all.
So you take away their individuality?
No, I'm not taking it away, but
The moment they exist, then it means I must accept that there is a group thinking.
there is. I believe there is.
There is no group thinking. I mean, your thoughts are your thoughts. What you're
Yeah.
saying now comes from your mind. You can't say I represent the youth.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
So,
I feel like
I believe that there is a group thinking.
where
I
is
still
that?
believe
Where is
that.
that? There are youth. There are people who are old, but have not even grown older in their mind. They think like a 1 year old.
Shame.
I feel like maybe there is a different term. Instead of saying group thinking, we
Yeah.
can call it collective peer thinking.
There's
Because-
no collective because we are not, even the four of us, we are not collective.
No,
I'm also agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I need you to
Women
listen.
think-
got nothing to do with gender.
Got nothing to do with gender.
No, what is it?
What I'm saying is that, okay, let me make an example with me.
Yeah.
At school, I was a ringleader, guys. Like
Yeah.
when the mischief started, they all knew it was going to start with Ri. They would always be like, Mosadi started it.
Yeah.
And often what I found is that if I'm a leader in my group of peers, it's so easy for them to just follow my lead. Hence, I'm saying it's
No, I'm saying is you can't cause somebody to follow you. It requires a lot of effort.
not really.
You are just doing. You are
With
just,
the youth,
you are just
okay.
moving
With
on
the-
your own. You are just doing what you are doing. If people choose to follow you, good luck to them.
Yeah.
But don't make your life and chase people behind you. Yeah. If you have good meat, can you stop flies from coming?
No.
Yeah. They'll come anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So just
true.
focus on eating your meat. Otherwise, if you go after the flies, the meat will be finished.
As the saying goes, a good leader is a good follower. So,
Okay, I mean, if a leader existed, well, but what exists is you. You can't be led. To lead somebody requires effort. I have to give up something to lead you. I can take your hand and walk with you. But it means if I leave you, I'm gone. And you'll be looking for my hand all the rest of your life. And if I die, what's going to happen to you?
gonna be led astray.
No, then you can't have
No
motion.
leadership.
I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand this. Do you believe in leadership?
No.
You don't.
Look, I believe in humanity. I believe in equality because the moment I'm led, I'm no longer equal.
No, I get you very well.
We're not
Say.
unequal.
It is.
No, we are equal, created equal. Yeah, but we are not the same. We are different.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you still have your stomach to feed. And if you're hungry and you're a leader, please don't eat on my behalf. I need the one in my
Stomach as well.
Can we not be greedy?
No, you eat your food, I eat mine.
Yeah.
But the moment you want me to eat food on your behalf, then that's the end of civilization.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So on that note, until next time, the
Yeah.
Africa I want is always contested. There are many ideas of
Yeah.
the kind of Africa that we should have, that we have now. We all may not like the world we live in, but we must accept there are things that we can't do, there are things that we can't change.
Yeah.
Let's just focus on the little things that we can change. And there are many things that can be
Yeah,
done
there are.
without asking the group, asking the leader. Just be
Yeah.
yourself.
Just be yourself.
There are many things that can be
Yeah,
done.
there are.
On that note,
Without
guys, I
asking
hope you guys learned a
asking
whole
the
lot
leader.
about what is
Just
equal and what is
yourself.
not equal. More than anything, I hope you guys took in a whole lot.
lot
On
of
that
info.
note, guys, I hope
What
you
it
guys
means
learned
to
be
a
a whole
leader
lot
and
about not to be a follower as per se. But this is how we come to the end of our conversation today. It is not a blue Monday, it's a purple Monday, guys. Be happy because we just taught you guys something.
Yeah.
So from us right here, Mo 183, no man, what am I saying? 1873 TV. It's time for us to say goodbye. Same
Hello.
time. Maybe not the same time, but we will definitely see you guys
We coming back
tomorrow.
Perfect.
So you